will be doing the below grade insulation for our shed. So let's get into it. So we still have some extra material left from the big house. We did this on purpose. We knew that we would need it for the shed, but we know that it's not going to be sufficient. So we are cutting like all the little pieces that we have left, and we plan to install them. Hopefully we can do all of that in just one day. And once we do that, we'll know exactly how many panels we are missing. Hopefully it would be just 1 or 2, and then we can just go and buy that exact amount. And that is because this is the last stage when we will be using this XPS installation. For above ground, we're going to move to mineral wool, and then that's why we need to be very precise with this amount of material. So let's do it.
Okay, I've done this before, and for anybody that hasn't seen it, please welcome to the channel. Please consider liking and subscribing if you can. Anyway, what I'm going to show you is how to install the panels. These are the Rodenhouse pins. They pretty much they drill through the insulation, and then they get stuck. We drill a hole in the foundation, and then they're one way, so pretty much when they go in, it's very difficult to pull them out. They're a great product. I highly recommend it for the future, and you can also check out their previous videos. We are currently running a little bit short on them, and we don't want to order a whole box again, so we're putting 1 and 2 here and there. They're strong enough and capable of holding, so okay, let's do it. Oh, by the way, you should get the Milwaukee drill bits for concrete. They're incredible. So first I drill a hole, because obviously the drill bit is not long enough to go through, so I have to mark where my hole will be. So once I have marked where my hole goes, I go and make a hole deep enough for the Rodenhouse pin. So there you go. As part of our process, we worked so hard to put the waterproofing that we might as well cover this as well. This hole, I put a little touch of Mastic that I used for the waterproofing of the B2 So if it helps, great. If it doesn't, it at least will solidify and will actually give the pin a little bit more strength. All right. Now I insert the Rodenhouse pin, and then for extra strength, because like I mentioned, we don't have we have a limited count of Rodenhouse pins at the moment. I'm also putting construction adhesive. I'm putting a healthy dose. Maybe I don't need to, but like I said, it needs to hold. This is Liquid Nails Fused Max. It's just construction adhesive. If you have a favorite one, I'm pretty sure it'll work just as well. And that is it. We line up the hole. There it is. With my mallet, I push it in. And there it is. This is how we install the panels. So we're almost done, and so let's take a quick time lapse and you'll check it out.
So we are almost done for the day. We installed all the insulation we had available. We have 3 out of 4 walls complete. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tape all the seams from here down there, and that's going to be it for today. And then what we wanted to achieve was also know how much material we are missing. And thankfully it's not that much. Here is what we have, what we're missing. So we have 6 feet down here, it's 1 foot high. Then we have 13 feet that way, and then it's 31 inches at the top. So with that, we are going to do the math. These are only available in 4x8, so it's gonna be what it's going to be. And that's it, so let's get to taping. So now that we're going to do the taping, it goes all the way from here, all the way down, except for the joint at the bottom, so water can come out. Now, originally we were using Home Sealer. It's the original system from Owen's Corning, but we have two issues with it. One is that it's not easily available. You have to order, and with shipping it gets really expensive. Whereas this one we ordered, I believe, on Amazon. It's Tyvek 3-inch, and this one is for house wrap, and we found it to be pretty effective. We noticed with Home Sealer, the moment you put it on, it's pretty cool, but if you leave it outdoors after a while, it starts kind of degrading and breaking and things like that. Whereas this one, we use it to attach Tyvek to a piece of insulation, and when we pull it out, actually the insulation broke and it came with it. So we're pretty confident on this one. It's not the original design, but we're sure it's going to work perfectly fine. So you have seen our construction truck before. We love this car so much. Just look at this. This is 4x8 2-inch insulation panels. We have 4 of them in here. All of them fit just in the back seat of the car. And then that leaves us the trunk space for all the tools that we need to bring on site. So this is amazing. It's like the most efficient construction truck you can find. I think nothing beats a Honda Civic. So we love this car, and now let's unload it and let's get to work.
So it's been a couple of weeks since the foundation for the shed was poured, and I pretty much called the excavator right away and told him we'll be ready in like 2 weeks. And so the first week was used to let the concrete cure. The second week was to put some waterproofing, bitumen insulation, and look who's here. The excavator is here. He came in a week early, which was like an amazing surprise, no doubt. But really the pressure is on now because we have to finish what we haven't in this weekend, which in reality is not too bad. We need to finish putting all that insulation, and we need to finish putting the drainage mat. In this case, it's going to be hydroduct. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. Oh yeah, and I should probably mention work is also crazy, but I might have to do some work there too. So that's life, I guess. What's the point of life if you spend it not living?
And we are done with the insulation. It's awesome. It took us maybe 10-12-ish hours versus 11 days that we had to do for the big house. So here are a few things that we did differently. So for all the penetrations, we did the holes before installing the drainage mat. The other thing I mentioned it before was the Tyvek instead of the Home Sealer, and it worked really well. And then from here to the end of the wall, this is where we ran out of material. So it's the first time that we purchased 2-inch insulation and we glued it together to have 4-inch. And it worked pretty well. I would say it's easier to cut, but it's probably more expensive because of the adhesive you need to join them. The other difference is we ran out of the rodent house. So I had the joy of going crazy with the adhesive and the liquid nails to install from here to there. And I think that's it. We did all the seams. Remember, when you do the seams, you don't put tape at the bottom, so if water gets in, it has a way to come out. And that's it for the insulation. So let's get to the next episode, and we're going to install the drainage mat.